But the SNP are not exactly delivering on their promises in Holyrood either. They set a statutory target, so a legal one, to bring down the child poverty rate. The ultimate target was here, 10% by 2030-31, with an interim target of 18% in 2023. This is the reality. You can see it has jumped up and down, and it is still 4% above the first target. IPPR Scotland have done a projection of where they land eventually, and they have them at 22% by the end of the decade, more than twice as high as they have promised. IPPR say that is in part because benefits are not rising at the same rate as wages and housing costs, and they are not convinced that specific employment policies will close that gap.
Thanks so much, Anushka. Now, the tweet I was referring to is a little earlier. I had the privilege of speaking with the First Minister of Scotland, John Swinney. Now, I began by pointing out to him what Anushka's just shown you, that he's miles off hitting his government's target to reduce child poverty. So I wondered whether he would uprate benefits by more than the rate of inflation.
We're making positive progress in Scotland on reducing child poverty. In fact, Scotland's
but nowhere
the only
near
part
what
of the
you
United
promised to
Kingdom
do, though, First Minister.
Well, we've got to make as much progress as we can within the resources that are available to us. So we're seeing child poverty rates falling in Scotland. We've got child poverty rates in Scotland about 9% below the rest of the UK, and in the rest of the UK, child poverty rates are expected to rise. So we're going in the right direction. We're also taking steps which I thought the Labour government might have taken to lift the two-child benefit cap, which would have helped to keep even more children out of poverty, but the UK government has said no to doing that, and we're now taking the steps within the Scottish Parliament and the Scottish Government to lift that cap so that we can keep more children out of poverty.